Let's go Broncos! Something's happening behind the scenes in the Denver Broncos locker room. Big changes, surprising comebacks, unexpected absences, and a quarterback change that could signal a real push toward the playoffs. You won't believe what's going on behind the scenes at Mile High right now. There are offensive changes that could define the rest of our season, and I have all the details you won't hear anywhere else. This is the kind of news that turns casual fans into believers and skeptics into fanatics. So, be sure to hit the like button right now if you're a true Broncos fan, especially if you've been with this team since the Elway era. And hey, leave a comment below and tell me, go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue if you're feeling that playoff energy. Let's start with the big news. Lil Jordan Humphrey is back in Denver. And this isn't just a feel-good reunion story. This is strategic. This is football business. Humphrey returns not only as a depth piece in the wide receiver room, but as someone who truly wants to be a Denver Bronco. According to his agent, Jimmy Gold, he jumped at the opportunity to return to Mile High. That speaks volumes about the culture Sean Payton is building here, or brotherhood, as they're calling it. This is more than just X's and O's. It's about players wanting to be part of something bigger. And now that Humphrey is back, it's going to shake things up on the field. Bo Nix, Denver's rookie quarterback, has a real connection with Lil Jordan. In the 11 games where Bo completed a pass to him, he's thrown for a 68% completion rate, averaged 271 yards per game, racked up 23 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions, and posted a passer rating of 103. Oh, and a 7-4 record in those matchups. That's not just solid, that's elite-level chemistry. Every time Bo feeds Lil Jordan, the offense clicks. What this also does is open up space for others to shine, especially Pat Bryant. There's a big opportunity here for him to emerge as the fourth receiver in the pecking order. And don't be surprised if he's the breakout star against the Chiefs. We could be talking 6 or 7 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown. And you can't ignore that Sean Payton himself compared Bryant to Michael Thomas, a high praise and a clear indication of how they see him within the offense. Thomas was the slant king, and that's what they want Bryant to be, a chain mover who can give this offense the early momentum it desperately needs. Because let's be real, Denver has struggled to move the ball consistently in the first half all season long. Payton's been playing reactive football, waiting to see what opposing defensive coordinators throw at him. That has to stop now. There's no more room for testing the waters. If this team is going to make a push for that number 1 seed to earn home field advantage in the playoffs, it needs to be firing from kickoff. And that means getting Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, and now Pat Bryant involved early and often. And speaking of Sutton, he's still my bet to lead the team in receptions this week. Bo knows where to go when he needs a big play. But if you've got another prediction, hit the comments. Who do you think is going to lead the Broncos in receptions against Kansas City? Now, let's shift over to the run game, and unfortunately, the update on J.K. Dobbins isn't what fans were hoping for. It looks like he won't be suiting up against the Chiefs. Sean Payton hasn't officially ruled him out, but all signs are pointing toward him sitting out, possibly even heading to short-term IR. And that might not be such a bad move. The focus now has to shift toward keeping guys healthy for the playoffs. You need JK for January football, not just another regular season matchup, even if it is against a top-tier team like Kansas City. With Dobbins likely out, all eyes turn to RJ Harvey. This is the exact moment many of us foresaw when the season started, that there'd come a time in the second half when Harvey would have to step up and carry the load. That time is now. Expect at least 12 touches this Sunday. And while he's not the prototypical power back, he brings a different kind of energy. He's explosive in open space, has great hands out of the backfield, and is a perfect fit for Payton's outside zone run scheme. Sure, he needs to get more decisive going north-south, but with nearly 400 yards from scrimmage on just 75 touches and 6 touchdowns, the kid is making the most of every opportunity. Tyler Batty will step in as the third down guy and pass protector, and don't be surprised if Jaleel McLaughlin gets a couple of design plays just to throw off the Chiefs' defense. He's only had 1 carry all year, but this might be the moment where he reminds everyone that he still belongs in this backfield rotation. But let's be honest, the real pressure is on Bo Nix. He's the one who controls this offense. And in a surprising but telling move, Bo has gone 0-30, deleting all his social media accounts. Why? Because he's locking in. He said it himself, the entertainment side of this game gets blown out of proportion. He's not here for the noise. He's here to win Super Bowls. That kind of mindset, that's what you want in your franchise quarterback. Because here's the reality, this isn't just about surviving a tough stretch of the schedule. This is about setting the tone for the rest of the season. Sean Payton is throwing his chips in. He's building a system where the culture matters just as much as the scheme. And that's what makes this moment so critical. With Humphrey back in the lineup, you're not just adding another pass catcher. You're adding someone Bo Nix already trusts, someone who has produced every time he's been part of the game plan, and someone who wants to be here. That changes the vibe in the locker room. That gives your quarterback confidence, and that gives defenses one more matchup headache to deal with. Now, when it comes to Pat Bryant, this is one of the most intriguing storylines to watch. Payton comparing him to Michael Thomas wasn't a casual comment, it was a calculated message. He's saying Bryant can be that reliable option to move the chains, extend drives, and keep the offense on the field. That's exactly what this team needs. Courtland Sutton is your playmaker. Marvin Mims brings the vertical threat. Troy Franklin is developing. But Bryant, he can be the glue, the guy who makes the critical 3rd and 6 catch across the middle or runs that perfectly timed slant route in the red zone. And the fact that Bryant might be in line for his biggest snap count yet against the tough Chiefs secondary tells you the coaching staff is ready to give him the reins. What's also clear is Sean Payton is done waiting around in first halves. For too many games this year, the Broncos offense has come out flat, slow, uncertain. They've made second half adjustments, yes, but the margin for error is too slim now. Against teams like Kansas City, you can't spot them a lead and expect to claw back. Payton knows it. That's why we're seeing this emphasis on getting weapons involved from the first series. Whether it's an early deep shot to Mims, a quick screen to Troy Franklin, or feeding Sutton and Humphrey on high-percentage routes, this offense needs to come out punching, not probing. Switching back to the run game, we can't overlook what's being asked of R.J. Harvey here. This isn't just a start, it's a test of his NFL readiness. Dobbins going down is a huge loss, but if there's a silver lining, it's that Harvey gets a real chance to prove he's more than just a change of pace back. This is what the second half of an NFL season is about. Depth, resilience, players stepping up. And based on what we've seen so far, Harvey has that in him. His burst is legit. His hands are even better than advertised. And when he gets out in space, he's a problem for defenses. The next step is being able to grind out the tough yards, to be the guy who can move the chains when the defense knows you're running. And while Harvey will be the workhorse, don't sleep on what Tyler Batty can bring in pass protection. That's going to be critical against the Chiefs' defense that loves to bring pressure. Batty has quietly become a dependable blocker and third down option, a role that will be even more important this week. And then there's Jaleel McLaughlin. If Payton decides to throw in a wrinkle or two, don't be surprised if Jaleel gets a chance to remind everyone why he was one of the most exciting preseason players just a year ago. He's got the speed and shiftiness to make defenders miss, and even a handful of touches could swing momentum. But all of this leads back to Bo Nix. His decision to go dark on social media wasn't just about avoiding criticism, it was a signal. He's locked in. He knows what's at stake. There's a maturity in that move that you love to see from a young quarterback. He's focused on football, not outside noise. He's focused on wins, not stat sheets. And that kind of mental toughness is exactly what you want heading into the most difficult stretch of the season. Bo's comments make it clear. He knows no matter how well he plays, there will be critics. But he also knows that none of it matters if the team wins. That's leadership. That's the type of mindset that carries a locker room. And for a team that's 8-2, pushing for the top of the AFC, that mentality could be the difference between a wild card spot and a first-round bye. Now, looking ahead, the matchup against the Chiefs isn't just another test, it's a measuring stick. The Broncos need to prove that their offensive adjustments are real, that their young players can handle the pressure, and that their quarterback is ready to lead in the spotlight.